Hello everyone, I'm the Saxy Gamer. Today we're here for yet another Civilization 6 Wonder Spotlight, where today we'll be taking a look at what is easily probably one of the best wonders in the game. We have Ruhr Valley. Ruhr Valley is a wonder that is unlocked with the industrialization technology. This does very fittingly make it an industrial air wonder, much like the last one that we talked about, Big Ben, and Ruhr Valley is actually pretty similar to Big Ben in a lot of ways. Not only is it really good, but it has a few similarities that we'll talk about in just a little bit. So, to get the Eureka for industrialization, all that you have to do is have 3 workshops constructed in your empire. So this is something that is easy to do depending on how many industrial zones you're building. If you're playing someone like Germany, where you're going to have a lot of Hansas down and thus probably putting a lot of workshops down, then 9 times out of 10, or pretty much almost always on Germany, you're going to have this. But if you're not building that many industrial zones, then you might not have the Eureka for industrialization. But either way, as long as you're building industrial zones, it is a very easy Eureka to get. As far as the building requirements are concerned, this is where things get a little bit similar to Big Ben like we talked about in the last episode. So for 1, you have to build Ruhr Valley adjacent to a river, and 2, you have to build it adjacent to an industrial zone with a factory. So hopefully you can probably see exactly, this is pretty much the exact same thing as what Big Ben was, except instead of a commercial hub with a bank, you now just have a industrial zone with a factory. So these building requirements they're very easy to satisfy, but once again, it's one of those things that you have to be very cognizant of, whenever you are putting down your industrial zone, because I cannot even name the number of times that I have accidentally, I've gone for a high adjacency bonus on my industrial zone, only to realize that I haven't put it next to a river, so I can't get Ruhr Valley, and then I lose out on so much extra production. So if you're planning on building Ruhr Valley in a particular city, make sure that your industrial zone is adjacent to a river as well. And as far as the production cost is concerned, it has a cost of 1240 production, which is about 200 less than Big Ben, but still, this is a good bit, and it's going to take you, probably the usual 20 or so turns in the industrial area to construct. Now let's go ahead and talk about the bonuses that Ruhr Valley provides and why I think it is so good. So for 1, you're going to get +1 production for each mine and quarry that's in the city, so this already on its own is kind of good, especially if you have a city that obviously has a lot of hills and a lot of mines. You could get easily 10, 15, probably not, you're probably not going to get 20 production, but at least 10 production you're probably going to get as a bonus from this. But the other really, really nice thing is that on top of this, you also get 20% extra production in this city as a whole. So I'm sure everybody that's been with this channel for a long time knows my feeling towards percentage-based bonuses, and Ruhr Valley is one of those things that gives you a very strong percentage-based bonus. 20% production is really good, and obviously as you keep building up your city and getting more production from other things that you maybe build, like, I don't know, like a factory, or not a factory, a power plant or something like that, then you keep getting extra production from Ruhr Valley. And also, since you're also getting +1 production from all the mines and quarries in the city, that effectively turns into 1.2 extra production because you're also getting the 20% extra production as a whole. So now you can probably see how very much insane it can be in certain cities whenever you build Ruhr Valley to just get a ton of production. If you haven't checked out the Germany Let's Play that I did on stream over the past few days, I would encourage you to do so. You can just see a little bit of what I'm talking about there. I unfortunately wasn't able to build Ruhr Valley in like my absolute best city, but I still built it in a very good city, and the production bonus that I got from it was insanely huge, and this can make it so that you can build things really, really fast after you finish Ruhr Valley. And now it is that time to give Ruhr Valley its Wonder rating. So if you are new to the series, all you really need to know here is that these ratings go on a 1 to 5 scale, with 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. So for its overall rating, I definitely think that Ruhr Valley absolutely 100% deserves a 5. It is easily one of the single best wonders in the game just because of how much it can buff up one of your cities. As far as its use cases are concerned, well, that's really the use case right there, is giving an enormous production boost to a single city, and this especially lends itself towards science victory, because if you're able to get a city that has, 200 production, then you can go through some of the space projects in literally like 3 turns or something like that. Whenever I played Germany the other day, I'm pretty sure that I did 1 or 2 of them in like literally 3 turns. So being able to get that much extra production makes it so easy to win science victory, because it's so easy to get those space projects out and really easy to send out your exoplanet expedition. There are other uses for this, like if you're going for a culture victory, you could technically still build Ruhr Valley if you want to go for some other wonders and things like that, but it's not as good as what it is for science victory. Same thing with domination. Like, sure, you'll be able to produce units really fast after constructing Ruhr Valley, but mainly the use that I use this one for is straight for science victory. As far as the difficulty is concerned, I think that it deserves a 3. If you're playing on deity, it is a little bit difficult to build sometimes because the AI, if the AI have an opportunity to build it, they definitely will. But much like how I said, I oftentimes, forget to put my industrial zones next to a river. Well, the AI does that too, and then they can't build Ruhr Valley. So then it is a little bit iffy as to whether or not they're going to rush for it. So for the most part, if you're playing for a science victory game and you identify a city that is really good for Ruhr Valley, I would kind of be pretty adamant towards getting there fast, just because the AI will build it if they have the chance, so you do have to be at least somewhat competitive with them. And as far as its consistency rating is concerned, I think that it deserves a 3. It is mostly consistent. The one thing about it that isn't consistent is, well, I guess there's a lot of it that's not really consistent, because it's very much based on the city that you put it in. So for the most part, in every single case, you're going to get 20% production, which is great. So it's not an inconsistent wonder, but how much of a bonus 20% is really varies on how much production the city already has. Same thing with like the mine bonus. You're going to get +1 production every mine and quarry, and that's great if you have a lot of mines and quarries in your city, but maybe it's not so great if you only have 1 or 2. So the bonus from this, you're always going to get something from it, and it's always going to be at least decent, but it's not always going to be insane. So for that reason, I think it deserves the 3. So thank you everyone for watching. I have been the Saxy Gamer. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you're looking for more Civilization 6 content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.